Is it a thing?
Oh God, no, it's not a thing.
It's really not a thing.
So
Yes.
let's do a bit of an introduction and then we can get on with it. Hello to anybody who is tuning into this, whether it's live on Twitch or on YouTube afterwards. My name is Tom Wall and I run Sorenzo Props. And every now and again, I do a little show called Sorenzo Meets where I talk to prop and cosplay people from around the world about props and cosplay. I don't often get out of the workshop. I don't get to go to as many conventions as I would like to meet all the awesome people that there are out there. So this is my way of chatting to them, getting to know them, and generally just shooting the breeze. This week I am joined by Candy Valentina, all the way from England somewhere. Don't even know where you're from.
From Ken. Yay, Ken.
Yay, Kent! Excellent. Yeah, apparently the stream is really laggy, which is going to be a bummer. But oh well, what can you do? Hopefully the YouTube video won't be laggy. But let's get started straight away because I know you're doing well. I know the weather is fine, and we should just get on with it. So before we go anywhere, we need to know who the hell are you and what is it that you do?
Okay, good question. My name's Candy Valentina, and I am a cosplayer, a model, and a performer based in Kent. So that's kind of my job title, I guess. Like I'm self-employed in all these little things, and I go, yeah, just get whatever job's kind of going at the time to pay my bills, which is always fun. I trained at a stage school, so I've danced all my life. So quite used to being on stage and enjoying life on stage. So yeah, I trained at a stage school from 19 to 21, and it was seriously fantastic, but super hard at the same time. But I owe everything to it because I think that's where I kind of get discipline and dedication and kind of not giving up, because, you know, giving up on the dream that's not an option really, I don't think. You just kind of have to keep moving on.
Awesome. So what was the dream when you started out in the stage school?
It was to kind of always perform, I guess, to be in like music videos and stuff, and then the dream shifted because when I graduated, the industry is actually really heightist. I'm 5 foot, and most jobs are 5'6" up.
Really?
So, yeah. True
So
story.
you just cannot apply if you're below this height?
No.
Like the ride to Disneyland?
Like the ride at Disneyland,
That's
there
no
are
good.
certain heights that you have to be for jobs because it all looks really polished if you're like all kind of the same height. So that's when you see like the kick line, what they call the kick lines, when they look really fancy on like the West End and stuff. It's because they're all roughly the same height. So if you was to get me on the end, like, hi guys, like super short, it would just ruin the aesthetics, I guess. Yeah. So life had to change pretty quick for me.
That is not very nice at all.
Nah, it is what it is. That's kind of how the industry runs. It's kind of like most industries, I guess. Like modelling and stuff all goes on how you look and if you fit the costumes and if you're the right kind of person for the job, I guess. So I'm kind of used to it.
Okay. And when did the dream change and what direction did it go? I think I kind of know the answer to this, but...
The dream changed pretty much straight after I left. So yeah, at 21 I was like, okay, like searching for jobs, and I was like, what am I going to do now? Like, literally, I could do like a few jobs, but no like long contracts. So some of my friends were getting like 6 months to like 3 months, year contracts, and I was like, great, I can do like a day shoot or 2-day shoot or a week max, and like earn okay money, but there was no kind of stability, I guess, like as much as like in their contracts. So I started to think, what else can I do? What can I kind of do to make myself unique and to make people kind of want to hire me? So I started to learn fire, and like I went and did some aerial hoop and stuff, but it quickly turns out that a lot of people do that also. So then I was like, okay, now what? So I made like my own shows. So I've got a Jessica Rabbit performance where I fire eat and stuff, and I have another routine where I do like a lot of dance based routine. And then I was kind of like, okay, now I've got to find something to market this to. So I kind of like pitch them here and there when I see a casting, but I was like kind of bummed out. So I went on to like modelling more, And then my friend was like, dude, you realise that your love of Tomb Raider, there's a whole like thing for this. Like there's a whole fandom.
There's a word for it.
Yeah, that's the thing. She was like, you're seriously missing out. She was like, there's a whole world of cosplay. She was like, you need to see this. She was like, because you will freak. And I was like, yeah. So I kind of like searched it up and I was like, shit, she's right. Like, why have I never seen this before? And then, yeah, I kind of just started making costumes and going to conventions and like meeting people and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is my jam. Like, I really enjoy this. And like, again, kind of the performance side of things kind of helps because like the confidence thing to obviously to do panels and stuff, and you know, just being able to talk to anybody in general is quite a good thing. So yeah, it kind of like snowballed from performing all the way into making costumes.
Awesome. I want to go back. You mentioned something about fire.
Yes.
So what is it you can do with fire?
Thanks to the lovely Ruby True.
Yeah, she just mentioned that in the chat. That's exactly why I brought it up.
Yeah, thanks to the lovely Ruby True, I can fire eat and body burn and stuff. So
fire breathe and body burn.
Yeah, so like, you know, like running the fire up your body and stuff. There's actually a video of me and Ruby doing it on my YouTube if anyone wants to see that. But you can kind of see what I'm going on about.
Amazing. I've always wanted to do stuff with fire, but whenever I do, I burn myself or my clothes.
Yeah.
Fire poi. I'm really good at fire poi until my shirts go on fire.
Yeah, no, that's never kind of the ending end result you're kind of going after, to be honest. But
yeah, it's funny though. It's entertaining.
yeah. As long as there's kind of like a wet towel and something behind you to kind of save you from burning.
Yeah, no, alcohol saved me from burning.
It'd take away the pain, maybe. But
yeah, that took away the pain temporarily. It was quite good. No, I've not done that in quite a while. I'm more responsible these days. Controlled fire and no alcohol.
Yeah, that sounds like the best option, to be honest.
Excellent. So when did you first go into cosplay? It was about 3-4 years ago?
It was like 2 years ago.
2 years ago, okay. 2 years ago. And what was your first costume?
My first costume was Yoko Littner. And I actually made this in like 3 days. And I used cardboard and I made the hair clip out of cardboard and masking tape covered over some chopsticks that I had and painted gold. I used a lot of electrical tape. So I bought 2 bracelets in a charity shop and covered them in black electrical tape and then cut gold circles out and stuck them on. So that was made out of masking tape. And then the flames were all car vinyl. Yeah.
Excellent.
Literally. Like, super budget cosplay. I was like, I want to go in costume. And yeah, that was kind of what I ended up doing.
Excellent. What's that costume from? I'm not familiar with the character.
It's from an anime called Garen Langham.
Okay.
So they like, it's kind of weird. They like mine under tunnels and they all live in tunnels. Yeah. It's on
that character really looks like a miner.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of hot. It's hot under there, so lack of clothes, I guess.
Okay. So since then, you've done quite a few cosplays.
Yes.
Do you have a running total at the moment?
Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. Maybe close to 50.
Wow.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Bad.
I have 5 poison ivies alone, so yeah.
That's one way to do it. Excellent. So what are you working on right now?
Right now, I'm working on what's it called? Samurai Queen Amidala for Star Wars Celebration.
Queen Amidala.
Yeah, so I've kind of drawn out my own concept, which I love doing, and I'm currently working on that. Thanks to my patrons for kind of helped fund that. So I will be there on the Sunday only of Star Wars Celebration.
Oh, okay.
It's expensive.
Yeah. I was supposed to be going, but it doesn't look like I'm going anymore because it is going to cost too much money to travel to London and get a hotel. So I'm going to keep that money and hopefully get to the States instead, which is a shame because like Star Wars Celebration in the UK, it doesn't happen very often, but what can you do?
It is super pricey. And the States, to be fair, come on, going to the States will be ace.
Yeah, it's much better. I hope I can afford that. So you, I asked that question for a reason, because I had an idea that you were working on something that was a little bit sort of a mashup original design, and it seems that you have done quite a few of them in the past.
Oh, yes.
And I would like to talk about them, because I think it's a very interesting side of cosplay where people get to express themselves and their creativity. It's one thing to be able to replicate something, and we're getting all the hosts. Thanks, guys, for all the hosting. So yeah, it's really awesome to be able to put your own extra splash of creativity into it, and come up with something completely original based around a theme or a character. So I want to know a little bit more about your design process, some projects you've done in the past that you're proud of. Yeah, talk to me.
Okay, yeah, so like I said just now, creating my own concepts of stuff, I literally love it. Like, there's nothing that I love doing more than sitting down and pulling apart a character and thinking, right, I want to. So like Slave Snow White, I saw in America a lot of people were doing them, but I was like, Snow's my favourite character and they've left it out. So I was like, I'm going to make Snow White over in the UK and be like, hi guys. So literally I pulled apart all her signature things, what I classed as her signature factors, and then kind of drew it all out, similar obviously to Slave Leia's outfit. And again, like with my shredder, I was super confused about which version I wanted to do. So I took 2 concept arts and then took both the stuff that I liked from both of them and then made it my own kind of version. And yeah, that's kind of how I go with things. Like this year I plan to do a lot more of my own creations based on characters that people love, just because I think that it adds more variety to your cosplays. Like, and I guess I kind of like doing stuff my own way. So if it isn't 100% accurate, people can't go, that's not accurate, because it is to me, because I've drawn it. So
yeah, excellent. I've got a picture of your shredder costume up at the moment. So do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Okay, so this was actually, I think, was it my first one? I don't know if it's my first Patron-funded costume or not, but it was either my first or my second. And obviously I had a lot more money floating around to kind of spend on materials and stuff. And I made all of this from EVA and Skinny Kids craft foam. So the blades are actually like the skinny foam, the super skinny craft foam, and my hand blades are actually cardboard, believe it or not. And everyone's like, what?
Nice.
I actually won Sneaky Zebra's Open Masquerade at London Super Comic Con with this costume, and I was totally speechless. Anyone that knows me knows that that never happens. Like, I have so much shit to chat all day long. So I was like, what? When they said it, they had to push me on stage because I was talking to Justine at the time. I wasn't even listening when they announced the winner. Because I was like, oh, well, these costumes are fantastic. Like, it's going to be someone awesome. And they was like, everyone was frantically looking for me backstage. I was like, where's the shredder? Where's the shredder? I was like, I'm here. And they was like, get on stage, you've won. So I was like, kind of correct on stage with like NG and Vampy Hit Me. And I was like, what am I doing here? Like, really like mega awkward. Like, and then they was like, you won. I was like, oh, cool. Awesome. And then I just like, they tried to give me the prizes, and obviously my hands, I was kind of like, can you hold it for me, please?
That's amazing.
But yeah, so that was the first kind of masquerade I've ever won, so it was pretty gnarly, especially because up until that point, anyone that was involved in that build or me discussing that build with them will know that I hated that costume so much. Like, I just wasn't happy with it, and everyone was like, oh, it looks amazing. I was like, no, I don't know what it was about it, but something wasn't right for me. Although I'm super proud of the paint job. Like, everyone was asking me if it was Warbler, and I was like, no, it's EVA, mate.
So that's interesting that you say you weren't happy with it.
Yeah.
But yet you still wore it to a pretty major convention.
Yeah.
You still entered it into a pretty major competition.
Yeah.
And you won.
Yes. And it was also featured quite a lot around the internet. Like, it kind of went viral overnight, and I was kind of like, okay, like Movie Pilot, I think, picked it up, and they wrote an article about me, and I think I gained 1,000 followers on Instagram in like 2 days.
Awesome.
Because I was just like, oh, and then like everybody around me was like, next time you say a costume shit, we ain't listening. It won, and then obviously it got picked up on the internet and stuff. Yeah, no, so clearly, I think I'm just one of these people, obviously, like I said, I trained as a performer, and you're just trained to just know that it's never good enough. Like, that's how I was always looked at stuff. If you think you've done your best, you can always do better.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm really hard on myself when it comes to costume making. That's the only downside to kind of making your own concepts, because you never have anything to compare it with when you finish. Like, you have your artwork, but you never have a solid picture, you know, like if I was to make something off the bat, you have something more solid to compare with. But yeah, so here's what it is, man.
Excellent. Excellent. And what other mashups have you done recently that you're quite proud of?
What else have I done? I made an armoured poison ivy, which I guess is kind of a mashup, kind of a not one.
Let's see if I can find that one. There we go.
So yeah, I made this because I obviously did the 4 seasons, because everyone was like, you've done the autumn, you should now do the rest of them. So I did the rest of them. And never believe anyone who says cosplays with barely any clothing take time than costumes with a lot more clothing, because that is lies. I hand stuck all them leaves and hand painted the winter leaves like numerous amounts of times, like 4 times I think it took me to cover the leaves white. So that's all lies. Don't listen. But yeah, so I did the armoured ivy concept. I've done a stiff aerial. What else I've done? Like I said, slave Snow White. I'm trying to think if I've done anything else. I made an armoured Mewtwo, which is relatively new.
That was quite new, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, obviously that's my own design as well, because Mewtwo's a Pokemon, and I had to kind of make that readable in human form. And I think I'm probably one of the first people to do a non-sexy Jinka. Oh my god! The internet must have gone, what? Huh?
Really?
Not a sexy Pokemon? Really? Because I kind of thought that everyone kind of expected that from me. But
I just don't know at what point in life did like Pokemon get sexy. It's just like
I'm a big Pokemon fan.
Yeah, I'm a huge Pokemon fan, but at what point did they get sexy? You know?
I don't know.
It's like, do you ever look at your cat or someone's dog and be like, "Damn, that's a sexy dog"? No, you don't. You just like, that's a cute dog. But all of a sudden, yeah. Well, I suppose that's what furries are doing, really, isn't it? They've taken it to the next level.
Yeah, I guess you'll just have to run with it. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the costumes created are fantastic. Like, they blow my mind. And again, obviously, they've all kind of created non-sexy costume from me. Wow.
Okay, have you done something with your volume? I'm getting something.
For you?
There we go.
Yeah?
I was getting some feedback.
Is that cool now?
That's cool now. Yeah, I was hearing our past conversation coming through. It was just like,
my phone has finally caught up with us.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's okay. That's okay. So I'm keen to know about your process, because I know, like, doing a prop, doing a costume, you kind of get your reference pictures and you have a very clear idea of what you need to do. You can break it down into components, and you can start putting together your lists. But when you start designing your own project, there's obviously going to be a different way of approaching it. So what's your kind of take on it? What's your approach? How do you go about it? Or is there any method to the madness, or do you just kind of...
Oh yeah, there is plenty of madness, not much method. So I'm one of these people that work heavily with newspaper, and literally, so if I'm making like a gauntlet or something, I'll literally just wrap newspaper around my arm, draw it to size, and then obviously draw a design from there. Like you said, I don't really kind of have any reference photos when I design my own work, so a lot of it is winging. I do a lot of winging and praying for the best. But my method is literally newspaper, kind of, I don't measure anything.
You don't measure anything?
No, I do everything by eye.
Wow, I just got cold shudders down my spine.
No measurement of anything. So
wow, what a way to work. The freedom.
Yeah. I literally put the newspaper around my arm or whatever, and then just roughly draw where it needs to go, and it all like comes out alright in the wash. Like, it's just the kind of way obviously I work. This is why when people are like, oh, could you do a panel on how you make stuff, I'm like, yeah, no, because I can talk about it, but people would be like, leave, like, this girl just go, just go.
Okay, just hold on 1 second. Apparently your audio has gone really low, and I'm not sure if that's because I did something or because you did something.
Let's have a look.
But I turned something down there, which may have had an effect on it. So let's just see if someone's going to type in and let us know if I fixed the problem.
Have you fixed the problem?
That's it. You need to keep talking so they can tell.
Oh, I need to keep talking. So they can tell me if it's fixed. Is the problem fixed, guys?
Yeah, because you sound the same to me. But I think I might have twiddled with something I shouldn't have twiddled with. There we go. There we go. Apparently it's back now. It was me. It's all my fault. Sorry, guys.
God, man. Okay.
I'll say it again. Twitch is really hard.
Yeah, it is.
It's just
really hard to control it.
Google Hangouts was rubbish, but you just pressed the button and there you go. You were live to the world. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't work, but you know, at least it was easy. This is a nightmare. So there we go. Yeah, that was my fault. Sorry, guys. So your construction techniques are organized chaos, where you just sort of batter in and figure it out as you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it always comes out in a wash.
That is bizarre. Do you intend to continue like that, or do you have aspirations to kind of move on to a more sort of regimented, structured approach, working with better materials, more complex materials, materials that actually require you to sort of, you know, plan stuff out? Or do you think you'll always be a sort of PVA and cardboard, no measuring tape kind of gal?
So currently I work with like EVA and like the skinnier craft foam and stuff. But I've heard nothing but bad things about Warbler, so that kind of puts me off using it. So I probably will continue just to use like EVA and just my own kind of technique, because I guess I'm more free like that. Every time I try, the only thing I measure is my headpieces, so day to life.
Excellent. Okay, let me see. Let's talk about another costume that you've worked on. Which one would you like to talk to? Because you sent me some lovely pictures. Oh, no, don't do that. So let me see. Which one am I going to put up? How about the BB-8?
Oh, the BB-8.
Because that was fun.
Because that was really fun. So I made BB-8 in a week because I decided that I wanted a new costume for MCM Birmingham. And I was like, oh, okay. Everyone's been making BB-8s as like a dress and stuff, which is cool, but I was like, I have an idea of my own, so I started sketching out and come up with obviously the costume that I'm wearing in the photo. So that obviously was all made from EVA. Again, still no measuring done. All the circles are hand cut up out by myself out of skinny craft foam. There's also the tiniest, and I mean the tiniest little detailing in each circle to match his kind of circles on his himself. So yeah, there's a lot of effort that kind of went into that. And like I said, I made it in 7 days from start to finish and actually wearing it. So that's kind of always fun. Yeah, I think it's probably one of my favourite costumes just because I love BB-8. He's super cheeky and I was like, hey, that would be fun. Upset a lot of people with it. Got called a slutty droid on many occasions, but it was worth it.
Awesome. It seems like you tend to do costumes kind of quick. There's a couple of things you've mentioned where you're like, made that in 5 days, made that in 3 days, made that in 7 days. Is that another sort of a work ethic of yours? You get an idea in your head with a really tight deadline and you go for it?
I kind of work better under pressure. So like I said, with the fact that I decided to make BB-8 a week before Birmingham, most people would be like, no chance. But for me, I was like, right, that's it, I want a new costume. Churned it out. Obviously, like I said, this is like my job, so obviously all day, every day is kind of free unless I'm working, you know, within it. So I have a lot of spare time to kind of bash out a cosplay a lot quicker than obviously most people who have a 9-to-5 job and then have to work on it after work or whatever. So I guess that also helps for why I can make costumes so quickly.
Excellent. What's your workspace like? Do you have a designated workspace, or is it?
I do have a designated workspace.
Awesome. Tell me a little bit about that. I'm always keen to hear how people work and where they work and what they've got to work with.
Okay. I work in a conservatory, And I have like a table and my cutting mat. So big, I think it's A2 cutting mat. Obviously standard knife, heat gun, glue gun, a lot of EVA foam. And yeah, that's it. Kind of like conservatory vibes. Kind of all stays laid out overnight and whatever. So
it's quite a minimal approach.
Yeah.
Excellent. And do you do any sewing?
Do I do any sewing? Oh man, sewing. So
I don't know how to react to that. I'm like, did I say something, or like, do you do all the sewing or no sewing or
no sewing?
No sewing.
No. So my new costume involves a lot of sewing. So if you see pictures of my sewing machine smashed up online, you kind of know what happened.
Okay.
So yeah, this will be my first costume involving sewing. I'm going to try my hardest to make it like legit, but I don't know how it's going to turn out. A little bit nervous, but you have to, like practice makes perfect, right? So you have to kind of try it to find out. But up until this point, I've got a way of very minimal sewing.
Okay. So have you sewed in the past, or is it completely new to you? Or
never. Really.
Never. Okay.
My granddad, I just used to say to my granddad, can you please alter my show costume? And he would just do it. So.
Okay.
Lazy is the
But
answer.
you've got a sewing machine and you're going to give it a go.
I have a sewing machine. I bought it for myself in the Black Friday sale. So.
Okay. Because I'm quite a fan of sewing. Yeah, I do enjoy. I wish I could do more sewing, but when you break it down, sewing is more or less the exact same as working with any other sort of material. Any other sewing, it's just joining, two planes together and trying to make a shape out of it. It just happens that material is flexible and wavy and can get caught up in your sewing machine very easily. But no, I quite enjoy. There's something really nice about just sort of sitting down. You can't rush sewing. You can rush foam work. You can rush, anything else. But sewing, it demands you take your time, or else you will fudge it up, and that's going to cost you time and money.
No pressure is what you're telling me. I said no pressure is what you're telling me right now.
No, you'll get there, but just definitely don't start a few days before a convention. Give yourself a couple of weeks to master that. Buy some crappy canvas and make the costume 2 or 3 times, wear it in crappy canvas, and make sure you get it all right. But no, it's a lot of fun. But you need to have patience with it for sure. Sure.
Patience is going to be. It's probably one of my weakest points. So that should be fun.
Yeah, you should definitely work on that. I think turning professional doing props taught me a lot about patience, because I had no patience whatsoever, and now I'm just like, well, most of the time I'm quite zen out, but every now and again I'll lose it. But cosplay wise, who has kind of inspired you and influenced you to go? I know like the whole scene going from the acting performance background has inspired you. Is there anybody, particular individuals that have inspired you to kind of move forward?
Oh, very good. That's a very good question indeed. So I don't know how you pronounce her last name, so if I get it wrong, I'm really sorry. But Eve Beauregard, I think it's Beauregard.
That'll do.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
So she's an Australian cosplayer.
Yeah.
And I found her. She's one of the first, obviously, people that I kind of found alongside, obviously, the obvious Jessica Negri and Yaya Han. But there's something about Eve that I really like. She just seems to be like really humble and down to earth, and she makes some seriously awesome costumes. And she kind of, once in a while, always puts up like her first kind of costumes, and she'd be like, just remember guys, like this is where I started and this is where I am now. So like kind of like an inspiration to kind of go, just because your first costume wasn't the best doesn't mean to say that you can't reach the level that you obviously dream for. And yeah, I guess I kind of just like her aura on the internet. She seems like a really positive person. I really enjoy watching her, like what she's up to, like a stalker. No.
We're all stalkers these days, aren't we?
Yeah. So I really enjoy like watching what she gets up to and stuff, and how she's kind of taken cosplay and kind of made a career further with it. So she works mainly with like gaming companies and stuff now, which is always interesting to kind of see, like how to progress after this as well. So yeah, Eve Beauregard for the win. Yeah,
we need to figure out how to pronounce her name.
I don't know. I don't know if it's Beauregard.
Beauregard or something like that. Something with stripes. Put an accent on it and it'll be fine.
Yeah, that's how we do.
There you go. Awesome. So tell me, what is the dream? So you've obviously started out a good few years ago with the performance type stuff in mind, and you kind of took a slight change in direction and went for the cosplay. Where do you see yourself in the next year, the next 3 years, the next 5 years? Is there a plan, or are you winging it? Like your costumes?
Yeah. So I don't know where I'd be by that time. I wouldn't like to say. Like, obviously next year, I kind of want to get out and about more with like cosplays and visiting hopefully different countries, conventions and stuff. And obviously what am I trying to say? If conventions will have me, it would be cool to guest, in different places. Hopefully, I want to perform more because I really miss it, and I'm trying to work out if there's a way where I can combine both. But I guess we kind of will just wait and see. I don't really know how or what will happen, but for most of the time, I'm just enjoying the ride and just grateful that I can do it every day for a living.
Excellent. So your dream is to, you would like to, words, come on, Tom, attend conventions as a guest rather than an attendee.
Yeah.
That is correct, because I do believe you are attending a convention quite
Maybe.
soon.
I don't know.
Let me see, where is that? Yeah, there we go. Because you happen to be coming to an event in Scotland called CosCon or something like that. I don't know, I've never really heard of it. It sounds a bit rubbish, but...
Yeah, that. I think I'm going to Glasgow.
I think you are too. Yeah. Which is a strange coincidence because I have something to do with that. I know a guy who knows a guy whose brother runs it. In his spare time. Yeah. So you are attending CosCon, which of course is my other job that I run with Alistair Watson. And we put on conventions for cosplayers. No comic books, no people who died in Star Wars, no horrible queues, no terrible merchandise that you can get anywhere online. We are just about cosplayers, and we've invited you to come and be a guest.
So, I've never been to Scotland before, so I'm really looking forward to it.
It's well, you've missed all the weather for the next 3 years, so I can guarantee it'll be raining when you get here. Yeah, we've had like a straight week of sunshine, so you have no chance. You are good. Yeah, make sure you seal your costume well because it's going to get wet.
God damn it!
So yeah, I know I've been talking to you a little bit, and I've seen you talking to some of my team about it. But what are your plans for CosCon? Don't spoil it. Don't give it all away. But I know you've talking about some panels and stuff that you like talking. You've got some stuff that you're quite passionate about. So I'd like to hear a little bit about that.
Okay, so I think I'm going to be doing a panel with Kenny, which will just be hilarious. So we're going to be talking about armor builds, and I don't know if you know, but I'm pretty sure that Kenny wings it just like me.
Oh,
just to let you know.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 wingers don't make a right. Am I right? So that should be uber fun, where we just be like, so basically you just do this and then you have a thing. No, we'll try and make it a bit more technological than that.
We're going to need a little bit more than that, I think.
So we're going to have to really work together on talking about that, but it should be fine. I'm also, what else am I talking about? I can't think what else I'm talking about. I will be talking about...
Do you want me to remind you?
Oh, that's it, copyright.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the one. I'm getting there. So I'll be talking about images, sharing your images online, and all the kind of the good working relationship with photographer and cosplayer. And I think I'll be doing that with Alistair, is that right?
That is correct, yes.
Yes. So we'll be doing a team up on that as well, which will be super fun. And I think maybe if I can work out how I can be useful, I kind of want to help people with the performing and competing side of the competitions. So with my performing knowledge, I'm pretty sure that there will be someone I can help. So I just need to work out a way of kind of making that a workshop / panel / something that is useful to people.
Great. So you're doing a performance workshop as well. Okay, let me take note of that. That's something. Yeah.
Maybe.
You're gonna have no free time whatsoever. We're gonna work you hard.
I said like maybe.
No, you're doing it.
Oh, okay.
That is amazing. Have you thought about a costume? Or are you going to make something new 4 days before it?
2 new costumes.
Oh, wow, that is good.
Fingers crossed, guys.
Fingers crossed.
Out loud and like my heart just went. So.
Are you going to publicly announce them so then that you actually have to go ahead and build them, or are you going to say, "Oh, I'll keep them secret"? You keep them secret. Okay. Well, I want to see 2 costumes now.
I will tell you that they're both going to be mashups.
Mashups. Okay.
Well, kind of. They're going to be something that's armored that shouldn't be.
Okay.
Twice.
And they're going to be waterproof because it's going to rain.
Yeah.
Lots of PDA.
God damn.
Sorry.
Why? Like, can you just borrow the sun from England? I'll bring the sun with me.
Okay.
When I journey up, and then we'll have it in Scotland for a bit, and then I'll just put it in my suitcase and bring it back.
I will definitely hold you to that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that sounds like a fair
if you could leave it here with you, and we'll post it back to you.
No. I know I've done them deals before, and they just don't work.
Yeah. Looking at your first projects, because you've done quite a few, your first ever cosplay, and looking at your most recent work, what sort of improvements have you noticed? Where do you think you excelled? Is there anything in particular that you have noticed if you were to compare those 2 costumes side by side about how you have developed as a cosplayer, as a maker?
I'm good at painting. So basically, if the costume is a bit shady, like in parts, a good paint job always helps. So I find that my strength is actually painting my costumes. So adding all the detail and stuff, and I really enjoy like weathering. My costumes have obviously come a long way since my cardboard days, but however, Shredder did still have a touch of cardboard in it. But yeah, I guess that I've just grown in confidence and believing that I can actually make like these armoured builds and whatever, and without it being quite daunting to me. I think the first time I fully tackled armour was my armoured poison ivy, and I made loads and loads of little leaves, like 3D leaves, and that was chaos. And after that, I was like halfway through, I was like, why am I even doing this? But yeah, no, it was good. So I guess I've just become more confident in my capability.
Yeah.
And just decided to go, do you know what? I want an armoured costume. I'm going to make an armoured costume, and then just kind of gone with it. But yeah, painting, I think, is probably my strength out of everything that I can do, which is winging a lot of the time. Painting is something that always kind of carries me through.
Yeah, literally everything I've made has been just cardboard boxes, duct tape, and a good paint job.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's the paint that sells it. Like I said, with Shredder, everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is a warbler." Someone actually asked me if it was plastic, like parts of it. I was like, "No, it's just paint. A lot of paint, a lot of time." See, that's the thing. It doesn't particularly take me long to make the base, but painting takes me forever. So I spend a lot of time painting the outfit rather than making it, I guess.
And looking at, again, your first project compared to your more recent work, how have the stress levels, have they reduced as you become more confident in your ability, or have they increased as you put more pressure on yourself?
They've increased no end. No end. I was fine. I was super chill with Yoko, you know, a bit of cardboard, bit of electrical tape, job done. Now I'm like a nervous wreck to the point where I'm like, I don't even know if I can show the world this costume. Is it good enough? That's how I feel all the time now. Especially, like I said, after making Shredder and winning that like the competition and stuff, I was just like, I thought that was shit, and it won. So you can kind of see how I level myself in my head. So, yeah, the pressure is on all the time, and I feel like I put pressure on myself to produce consistently. So yeah, I guess I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to stuff like that.
Do you think the stress levels will ever reduce, or are you just going to keep on peaking up?
I guess, like, as stressful as it is, I mean, I'm only stressed when I'm making the costume. When I'm wearing it and cosplaying, I'm enjoying myself no end. But I think I will constantly put pressure on myself to be better, because that's the only way you can progress, I guess. If you think that you've made it, you kind of plateau. I think you should always push to see what you can, how you can improve and stuff. So yeah, I guess I'll forever be stressed when making stuff now.
That's good. Yeah, you need to keep on your toes. I've just been scrolling back through the chat because I totally lost track of it. And everybody seems to be having a good time in there, but I've not noticed any questions. So if anybody is watching live and they have any questions that they would like to ask Candy, or indeed myself, feel free to do that, and I will try and squeeze them in towards the end of the show. But I want to talk about your poison ivy and your multiple poison ivies, and I do believe that I have got a picture of them. There we go.
The family of 4.
The family of 4.
Yeah, that was something else. That was.
So what started this? Obviously you did a poison ivy costume and then things just got carried away.
Way. So I shot a latex version of Poison Ivy for Carrie's Latex Dreams with Justine, and then again MTM Birmingham, last minute decision to go there, and I was like, I need a new costume, so I made Autumn Ivy, which you can see in the bottom left.
Okay.
And I made that in a week again. I know, literally, when I say week, I spent like 5 days solid making it, including I put leaves all over the shoe, so there was not an inch of shoe left. It was all orange leaves. Wore that to Birmingham. It was super popular. Like, I had no end of photos. I was like, okay, this is weird. And yeah, from there, people were like, you should make like winter and spring to finish it. So along came winter and spring, and that's me done on Ivy, like completely retired. No, so done. But like I said, these costumes were not easy to make. They was just as stressful, if not worse sometimes, when the leaves didn't want to stick. Like, I think my winter Ivy, there's like 160 odd leaves, all hand stuck, all hand painted 4 times, white, and then with silver added on top, and then glitter as well. So it was soul destroying. But I'm super happy with how it turned out, and like, I feel like, again, there was all kind of concepts in my head which I drew out and kind of produced them. So no actual image to be working from, really. So yeah, I guess I just like to make life difficult for myself.
Yeah, no, they look really, really great. And the fact that you've taken the time to stick on the leaves and not kind of cut corners, it really stands out. Do you, I know some people, everybody's got a different opinion on this, a different answer for this, but with your costumes, do you have like a sort of a limit to the number of times that you'll wear them, or do you sort of say, I'll never wear that again, and then like an event will come up, you're like, oh, that would really suit that event, I think I might wear it, or you just feel, I want to wear that costume because I feel great in it or something?
I am known for being really bad at going, that's it, worn it once and not wearing it again. Myself. So I think it's because I feel like people expect me to have a new costume all the time. There is times where I will bring out like 2 costumes plus a new one, or I have been asked to wear certain cosplays again. So I did Free Comic Book Day recently, and they requested me to wear my pin-up Captain America, because obviously Civil War had just dropped close to the mark as well. So
yeah,
my local comic book shop was like, that will get people interested and having photos. So most of the time I'll wear costumes if they've been requested, but I'm really bad for wanting to wear them again once I've worn them. It is a bad habit of mine, and my wardrobe hates it, and storage hates it. I'm not really sure what to do with the costumes once I've worn them.
And do you ever throw them out, or do you just keep them and think maybe someday I'll need that?
I never throw them out because I know how many hours I put into them.
Yeah.
So like my Poison Ivies, I probably won't wear any of them again.
Really?
Because I'm so done with Ivy. But I keep hold of them again just in case someone says, oh, we'd quite like you at an event, can you wear this? Or if it's useful for like promotional or like performing work wise, you know, I might be able to do walkabouts in Poison Ivy costume. So they all kind of have a home like in storage that I can kind of get them out when I need them. But it is getting a bit much, to be honest. Like I have so many costumes that I probably should wear again, but I never do.
Oh, and would you ever think about maybe selling them or donating them to other cosplayers or anything like that? Or are you too like precious mine? I must hold on to them, because I know what, I never throw anything out. I'm so bad for it. Like stuff could be sitting in a box for years. I'm like, but there might be a time in the future where I need that.
I'm exactly the same, man. Exactly the same, and I don't think that time ever comes. But you know what?
It does. It comes after you've thrown them out.
Yeah. Oh, that's what.
And you're like, why did I do that? Yeah.
That's exactly what I was just about to say. So, like I said, obviously performing all my life, I kind of know that my wardrobe has always been bigger than other people's anyway, because you kind of keep stuff because you're like, oh, I might need that for a costume. And the one day you show it, like you throw it out, yeah, guarantee 2 weeks later you'll be in class and they'll be like, oh, so you need like all that 80s fluorescent stuff. And you're like, fuck's sake, I literally threw that out the other week, and then you have to go buy more. Yeah. So my logic is if I keep it, then if I need it, I've got it. But yeah, I think the only kind of costume I'll probably bring out, there'll be my newer ones will probably come out a bit more, but my shredder I definitely need to get out again, because not everyone saw that, and every time I announce that I'm going to convention, at least one person says, are you bringing shredder? Yeah. So that will probably do its rounds again at some point. Not sure when though.
Awesome. So we've got a question popped in from Suicide Blonde, and she wants to know, what's your dream cosplay? I'm surprised, I should have asked that question like way earlier on, but yeah, thanks. Dream cosplay, do you have one?
Oh.
I want to add to this, kind of, there is no limit to your ability, to your time, to your equipment and capabilities. Or if you had something, if you had like no limitations whatsoever, what would you try and attempt to build?
Okay. If I could, right, like, so maybe not so much off the top of my head right now. I'm just thinking about, you know, like you said, no holdbacks on anything. I would probably build Diva and her bot. So like having a little bot and boss around in it, kind of, you know, that would be, because that's kind of current, and off the top of my head, that's the thing right now. Either that, I don't know if you follow, I think it's SKS Props. He's just made a badass orc. Like, to make something like that, especially because I'm so little, I think would be hilarious. Just to be like, hey, it's really me under here. Yeah, so I guess if I had no holdbacks, it'd probably be something quite like large, like I said, like an orc, or like Diva's little bot and boss round in that. That'd be pretty cool. But a dream cosplay, ironically, is Lara Croft. Now, this seems like everyone's like, what? That's well easy. Not when you have bright red hair. Not when you have bright red hair. Seriously, like, to find a good wig at a good length is killing me. Like, I've been wanting to put out a Lara cosplay since I started because she's my hero, and yeah, it's not working out for me at the moment. So if anyone knows where to get a good wig, hit me up, because I'd love to know.
Well, thanks for that question, Suicide Blonde, who's just messaged me to give me in trouble because I've not referred to her. I've only referred to her by her Twitch name, and it is in fact my girlfriend Kitty, and she's not even blonde anymore. So, so I'm sorry, Suicide Blonde / Kitty. I'll see you soon. So what's your dream cosplay with your current situation, with the current sort of finance, equipment, abilities that you have? Is there anything on your mind that you are thinking that you would like to tackle at some point quite soon?
Well, if I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I'm kidding. So I did say that I was obviously hoping to make 2 new costumes for Glasgow.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them has been playing on my mind for a very long time, and it's going to be a weird one that I don't know if everybody will be able to read kind of what it is, because it's a mashup of a lot of versions. But I'm hoping to make a Queen of Hearts armor. So loosely based on the Disneyland, obviously Disneyland, the Disney cartoon version of the Queen of Hearts. So I look forward to that because it's a lot. I've gone a little bit crazy with my design and the colour palette and stuff for it. And yeah, it's going to be pretty intricate as well. So I look forward to getting to grips with that and seeing how it all works out.
Awesome, fantastic. Let me see. Yeah. What areas of cosplay, of making, of building are you looking to explore? Because I know you said you do primarily work with EVA foam. You want to stay away from Warbler, and you're going to give it a go at the sewing. So is there anything else, any other areas that you'd like to sort of try and tackle that you have dreams of kind of mastering, or at least having a damn good go at?
I think that's a good question. I am pretty oblivious to all the techniques and all the different ways of making stuff out there. But I'd absolutely adore to give, what am I trying to say? Putting lights into armor.
Yeah.
You know, like so getting stuff to like light up. I think that'll be my ultimate goal for at least next year, to make something that lights up. My little Iron Man, costume that I made, my arc reactor lights up, and it was rave finger lights. Yeah, utilize.
Amazing.
So it was like a carp. So my arc reactor is made from a sellotape roll, empty sellotape roll, cardboard top and paper, and then rave finger lights. So yeah, to get stuff to light up with like proper boards and stuff, like circuits, will be pretty interesting. I actually bought is it Kamui? I bought her armor making books, so I've kind of got some reading material once I decide that I'm brave enough to kind of do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd love to explore lighting shit up, I guess.
Excellent. Do you kind of? I know we spoke earlier on about your working style, and you kind of just sort of go for it. You don't really measure stuff and everything. But do you watch? Somebody just messaged us in the chat. Do you actually sort of go and look at how other people have been making things? Do you read blog posts? Do you follow people on YouTube and watch the tutorials? Or do you just kind of make it up yourself?
So when I first decided that I wanted to make armor, I watched a lot of basic YouTube videos of how to get started. So obviously, here's your foam, here's your heat gun, da 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 da. And now I kind of watching them kind of tutorials, I kind of roughly get an idea of how to make stuff. I actually watched how to make the arc reactor, and I can't think of the lady's name off the top of my head, but she was like, literally, you just need a sellotape roll, and that's exactly what I did, and it was fantastic, really amazing. And to be honest, I don't think anybody ever looked at me and went, that's a sellotape roll on their chest. So yeah, there is some incredible, for people who are starting out, there's some incredible like tutorials, and pretty much there's something for everyone on there. Like I said, I purchased Kamui's books. I've got all 6 of them. I think it's 6 from start to finish on all of it. I have yet to read them, but I have them all the same. But yeah, no, I've always done art, so I kind of just trust my instincts with it. Like, I'm not a stranger to making stuff or anything, so I just trust my gut, and if I get really stuck, then I'll look how maybe the best way to do it is, if that makes sense.
Yeah. What's your I'm sure this has happened to you, but what's your kind of usual mood, attitude, sort of how do you react when you make a mistake, when you've done something that's probably not the best way of doing things, and you've maybe fudged something up, or yeah, are you quite calm, like, oh yeah, I've learned something, or do you react in a different way?
Depends what kind of day I'm having in general, but most of the time, especially, I have a big gripe with masking tape. For some reason, I just can't get masking tape off the roll. So that ends up flying across the room a lot. But I end up chucking stuff a lot. This comes back to the whole patience thing. Especially if I'm having like a really bad day, I will just chuck shit and then be like, that's it, I'm done, I'm not making anything anymore. And then I'll go watch, listen to music or watch Netflix or whatever, and then go back to it. And I'm like, oh, such a silly ass. It's all cool now. I just need a cooling down period. But some days I'll be like, oh, fuck's sake, never mind, just do it again. But most of the time I'm proper raging. I'm not gonna lie.
It's
proper
probably
raging.
good that you work in foam. Then at least it's quite absorbent and bouncy.
Yeah.
Chance of breaking stuff. Excellent. What was the other question I was going to ask? Yeah. What's been your best moment so far? Cosplay. I think you probably answered this, but I want to know for you.
No, I don't think I have.
You don't.
My best moment so far, cosplay, and this is so cliche, is actually meeting all the people that I call my cos friends.
Okay.
So I love all the people that I've met due to cosplay that I wouldn't have met otherwise. Like, I have so many friends now that I'm like are the most awesome people ever. Not that my other friends weren't awesome, that's not what I mean, but they're just like the nicest, tight-knit group of people that I've ever met. And it's really like enjoyable, to be like, and to have people encourage you. Like I said with Shredder, there's a close-knit group of people that I was messaging it and saying, I hate it, like, I'm not going to do it. At one point I literally said, like, I'm going to give up, I'm not making it, and they encouraged me to continue. And yeah, I think that's kind of the best, well, it's probably more the best part of cosplay for me is all the people that I've met along the way and made good friends with, I guess, that I probably wouldn't have met in real life otherwise.
So you didn't really answer my question there, but that was really sweet, so I'll let you away with it.
Damn it!
I didn't ask for all your multiple moments where you meet all these people. No, I totally understand what you mean. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. When I first discovered cosplay, I was like, look at those weirdos. And then all of a sudden, I am one of them. So, yeah. So Ruby True has just, she's got a dash, but she said she'll catch you later. And we got a question from ZT Blood Money. ZT Blood Money, that's a cool name. What kind of cosplay do you like doing? Games or movies? Oh, that's good.
So
you kind of seem to have a pretty even mix of movies.
I'm currently wearing my Jack t-shirt.
Yeah, and comics, and you do games as well, yeah?
Yeah. So I am, shock horror, mainly a film and gamer, mainly. Comics is something that is a bit new to me in that respect. So obviously I research the character before I do it, and like I'm a big fan of Batwoman. But mainly for me, films, I'm such a film nut, it's unreal. And I really like world cinema. So I'm trying to slowly break in kind of more film-based costumes. Like, I'd really like to do a Celine from Underworld. Like, yeah, I'm obsessed with vampires and stuff. So maybe eventually I'll creep up to kind of doing something like that. But yeah, I think I'm going to have quite a lot of game costumes this year as well. So not that Overwatch has got anything to do with that or anything, but I think there might be some appearances from some game costumes. I guess I just really just make whatever I feel an attachment to. So a character, like I recently did Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China, and not everyone knows who he is.
Let me put up a picture of that because I love that. That was pretty cool.
So,
there we go.
Not everyone knows who that is, and
it's so simple but yet so effective.
Yeah, and I was like, do you know what? I love Kurt Russell, and just sidetracking a little bit here. Someone else has said to me that I need to do a Kurt Russell collection, so watch this space. There'll probably be a Snake Plissken, at least a Snake Plissken, and a Stuntman Mike, because Stuntman Mike. But yeah, so I was like, oh my God, Jack Burton is like my spirit animal. Like, I'm not even kidding. Me and Jack are one of a kind. And my friend Justine was like, why don't you cosplay him? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I guess because he's someone that I really admire. Well, not admire, but really love. You know, I love the film and stuff. I was like, oh, what if people like hate the fact that I've done it? And everyone who knew it at convention literally freaked out. Like, I'm not even kidding. We're like, oh my God, you're the best cosplay ever. And like would have photos of me. And the people who didn't know who I am really didn't know who I am. And they was just like, that's just some chick in jeans carrying a gun. Like, what is she doing? But yeah, I think it was a really enjoyable moment for me. Like, I loved being the smarmy Kurt Russell, you know, like so cocksure and stuff, just walking around convention like, yeah. And I hope that they'll feature it. I did quite a lengthy clip for 86th Floor because Oshin is a big Kurt Russell fan also, so that was really fun to kind of piss around as him.
Awesome. Does it bother you if people don't know what your cosplay is? Because obviously you do some obscure ones and you do some mashups and you do Kurt Russell from the 80s, which I can barely remember, and I know I've seen the movie dozens of times. But does that bother you, or is it that moment where somebody comes up and be like, I know what it is, and they love it?
Yeah.
Does that kind of make it all worthwhile?
Yeah, I enjoy the people who do know who I am, because, like I said, the people who did know who I am literally went mental for about 5 minutes about how ingenious it was, and was like, I need a photo, take a photo, like, and I was just like, okay, which is really like cool, because like I said, it's one of my favourite films and one of my favourite characters, so to get the chance to be him and, well, be Jackie and kind of have people also enjoy the fact that I'd done it was pretty cool. But it doesn't really bother me if people know who I am or not. I just enjoy wearing the costumes and getting to cosplay like things that I really want to do. And if people know who I am, extra bonus, I guess.
Yeah. Awesome. Right, that's like well over an hour already. I love how quickly we just blast through this.
Smashed it, mate. Smashed it.
So let me see. Any questions there? ZT Blood Money saying not into cosplay, but one of the girls from hometown does it, and she thinks it looks really good. Don't have time to make the skill to make anything good. Just start making stuff. Yeah. I've got a couple of rapid fire questions that I like to kind of finish off.
No pressure.
No pressure. I'm going to give the people who are watching live a chance to chime in and ask another question or two before we go. But let's get to my rapid fire questions and see. I've probably asked them all already. I've asked them already. Ridiculous.
You actually asked them already?
I have, yeah. I've not prepared at all tonight, as I've told you already. But I've got a question that I ask everybody, and it's not really specific to prop and cosplay. It's more sort of get a feel for you and who you are. And if the question goes something like this: if you had the opportunity to meet 3 people, alive or dead, fiction, non-fiction, celebrities, people that you saw walking in the street, and you had the opportunity to hang out with one of them, collaborate artistically with one of them, or just like totally fangirl and freak out and pass out over one, who would those 3 people be?
Right. So let me get this straight. So 1 to fangirl over.
Yeah.
1 to pass out. No, what was it?
One to fangirl over, 1 to collaborate with, artistically, and then 1 to just hang out with, have a beer, chill.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so my fangirl one probably won't come as much of a shock, but it will be Angelina Jolie. I would literally piss my pants if I ever met her. I'm not even kidding. I'd just be like, oh my God, just like a mess. To collaborate with artistically, that's a very good question. So, oh my goodness. So artistically, I'm guessing anything, as in within the creative
Yeah,
side.
yeah, no, it does not have to be cosplay. If you want to sing, dance, paint your house, I don't really mind, as long as it's some sort of creative collaboration.
Yep. So creative collaboration. So I'd go performing, and I would love to, in some, you know, alternate universe, to perform alongside Dita Von Teese, because she's a fabulous burlesque performer, and she's amazing. The fact she's just perfection. If you don't know who she is, just look her up. And lastly, to just hang out and have a beer with would be Ronda Rousey. She is my ultimate bae. Like, anyone that knows me knows I'm obsessed with her. A little bit too much. I love the woman. I don't care that she lost, so you can keep that to yourself. I actually unfollowed people, by the way, just to let you know, who were slating Ronda after knowing nothing about fighting. So yeah, just that's how obsessed I am with her.
Awesome. Yeah, I do like Ronda Rousey. She has disappeared off the scene quite a lot. You got to take your time and compose yourself.
Yeah, see, I read her book whilst I was on holiday, and I kind of knew it would happen, because in her book you kind of get to know like an insight of how she works, and losing is not very good for her, obviously. Losing to anyone is not the best, but she doesn't take it well. So I kind of knew that she'd disappear off the grid, and she'll come back, and she'll come back swinging. But yeah, I think it was time that she had like a timeout, because she had like a heavy schedule. Look at me talking like I know her. But yeah, she
best pals. You're hanging out, having beers all the time.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I think Team Ronda all the way.
Awesome. We've had another question come in, and I actually quite like it, so I'm going to ask it because it's my show, and it's from Iron Mark Props. And I like this one. This is really good.
Oh no!
If you had the chance to be the character that you had already cosplayed, which one would it be? So if you could be any of the cosplay characters that you have cosplayed, which one would you choose to be? That's pretty cool. That's a good question.
That is a very good
and
question.
why?
And why?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Now in my head, like, the cogs are going. I'm like, what have I even cosplayed? Come on. Okay. So, I'd be Jack Burton.
I had a feeling you'd say that.
Yeah, I would literally be Jack Burton, because I love him. And you know what? The check is in the mail. It's all in the reflexes. I feel like they are codes that I could live by.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just love his cheekiness. And I think, like I said already, we're spirit animals anyway. So I think it would be kind of easy to live my life as him.
See, I thought you were going to go for that, or BB-8, because I know if I could be any character that you cosplayed, I'd be BB-8.
See, to be fair, I did think BB-8, and then wait.
Yeah.
Cosplay Jack Burton.
But BB-8 doesn't have a mullet, so he kind of loses out.
Yeah, see, the mullet is what really draws me to Jack. You know, that's kind of the hairstyle that I'd love to don at some point.
Excellent. The question came in for me as well, just there, as I said, that I would like to be BB-8. But in truth, God, if I could be one of the characters, I think I would have to be the Daft Punk mashup that I did, Daft DMC. I think that would be quite cool. 80s gangster hip hop, Daft Punk. I think that would be pretty cool. In the 80s as well. Yeah, but, back when it was cool.
But can we just appreciate that we both picked things from the 80s?
Yeah, because the 80s rocked.
Because the 80s was the best time, right?
Yeah, it was the best time ever.
I wasn't even born in the 80s, but...
I was, unfortunately. It was
the 80s,
super cool. I've got a couple more questions before we go. One question is there anybody on the proper cosplay making scene that may not be new to the proper cosplay making scene, maybe new to you, but someone that you think is bloody good at what they do, someone who has really impressed you over the last couple of days, weeks, months, someone you're like, damn.
Oh, man. There's so many.
No, one. One person.
Julieta Sawadsky. I don't know how to say her last name.
Okay.
She's Bo Peep cosplay.
Oh, yes.
She's made that massive Warhammer. And I saw that shit in person, and it was amazing. Like, amazing. So surreal. Like, it's crazy good. The amount of effort that's gone into it. Pretty sure she measures. Pretty sure of it.
Did she measure?
But she goes from strength to strength. So she made Alien Queen, and she made her Daedric armor. And yeah, this new one that she's got is insane. Like, if you get a chance to see it, like anybody at convention, please do go and have a look, because the amount of effort that has gone into it is unreal. Like, the detailing is fantastic, and yeah, everyone go follow her, because she's a tits, literally.
So that's Bo Peep cosplay, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like BAU.
Yeah.
She spells it funny.
Yeah. Sorry guys, I've not figured out how to do the whole screen share on this thing yet. I'm lucky to be doing this. So next week we'll have the screen share, so I can go to random Facebook pages and show you what's what. But check out Bo Peep cosplay. That is pretty good. What was that? That was yeah. Who discovered? Who? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just want to know, because you're quite new to this and you've come a long way in 2 years. And you are a cosplay professional. This is what you do for your living. So it's quite often good to get people's sort of attitude to how you should go about making a start in the cosplay scene. A lot of people just do it for fun. Some people, like yourself and myself, we do it as a living. So what advice would you give to people who are starting out, whether that's starting out in cosplay full stop, making their first costume, or somebody who has decided, right, I want to make a go of this and actually try and make a living from it?
Wow. Okay, so the best thing to do, and this is also really cliche, is stay true to yourself. So if there's a cosplay you really want to do it. Doesn't matter if you're too skinny, too big, too, whatever. Just cosplay that character. I'm not a guy. I did Jack Burton. It's fine. Just find a way of making it appropriate for yourself and just enjoy it. Like, I've kind of just come on this crazy little slip and slide down into the cosplay world, and it's like, I think that people can tell if you're genuine and having fun, and people will follow you because of that. So I think that you should always be yourself and always stay grounded. I've met some curious people that kind of have let kind of their following or what they've achieved run away with them. And yeah, I think it's important to stay grounded. So if you're starting out, build that costume that you really want to build, and go to as many conventions as you can possibly afford, and post your work online and reshare other people's work that you really like. And yeah, just think about you and being happy. I think that's all that matters. And don't listen to the negative. Loads of people will say negative stuff to you, literally all the time. But I just carry on with it, and I think you should too. And like I said, staying humble is key. Like, for me, stay humble, and you'll be good. Anyone can give it a go. I mean, everyone's just winging it, I think. Realistically. Like, most adults are just winging it.
Is that what you think? Yeah.
Well,
I'm winging it, so everyone else must be doing the same thing.
Well, no, I just think when you're a kid, you think that your parents know everything, and then when you grow up, you realise that they just wing it.
They were winging it, yeah.
I think most of the time people have a plan, like obviously a certain plan, but I think people are just grateful that stuff happens the way it does. I mean, obviously people work hard to get there. I'm not saying that. I work hard to kind of get where I've got. But what I mean is don't put too much pressure on yourself. Obviously have goals. I mean, I have set goals for myself that I want to achieve. So my recent goal was to hit 25k by December. I've just smashed past that already. So I now have to make myself a new goal. So obviously you have goals, set yourself some goals that you want to work towards, but just enjoy the ride most of the time. Like I said, just make the costumes that you really enjoy, because people will see that and then they'll really enjoy and appreciate you in them, I guess.
Awesome.
I don't know.
What a nice way to finish the show. It's like I planned it.
Yeah, just go have fun, everybody. Having fun. That's the main...
People take it too seriously sometimes. It's people dressing up, for Christ's sake.
Yeah,
should be fun.
Everything. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong.
That is so true. So true. Well, Candy, I would like to thank you for joining me on Sorenzo Meets. I had some good fun. I learned some things about you. And I would like to thank everybody who tuned in to watch us and who contributed to the show, including my beautiful girlfriend, Kitty, who should not be known by her Twitch tag from now on.
Hey,
and to everybody else who tuned in, and to anybody who's watching this on YouTube, where it's going to be uploaded pretty swiftly. But before we go, where can people find you if they have not already found you?
Oh, okay. So you can find me on Facebook. Oh, this is like the cringe. Yeah. So you can find me on Facebook. Candy Valentina Official is my Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. So that's Candy_Valentina. I'm also on Twitter, which is Candy Valentina _. Don't ask. Someone else already had my name. And you can find me on my website, which is www.candyvalentina.co.uk. Yeah, I'm also on YouTube and stuff, but you'll be able to find that via all the rest of the stuff I just rattled off.
Awesome. Where would you prefer people to contact you? What's your platform of choice?
My platform of choice is Instagram.
Yeah.
Although I've heard it's changed, so yeah, hopefully that doesn't affect it too much. But Instagram is kind of where I seem to get most interaction, and Facebook is kind of dying for me. Although I've got like X amount of likes, hardly anybody sees anything. But it's not just me; it's across the board with everybody.
Yeah.
Which is a real shame because obviously you work hard to get them likes, and then like nope,
No.
nope, no one's seeing that. So yeah, I mean, if anyone's got any dying questions that maybe they don't want to ask in the chat, feel free to send me an email via my website. Yeah, I guess. But yeah, Instagram is the main one that I use really.
Awesome.
I'm trying to use Twitter more because I've heard that that's one that isn't like kind of censored. So it's to Twitter.
Twitter is fun. Awesome. Well, thanks again to everybody who's tuned in. And thanks again to Candy for joining me. This has been Sorenzo Meets. We are going to be back next week. It's supposed to be a weekly show, but I just get too busy. So I've actually got next week's guest lined up. I'm ready to go. And it is going to be Steve from Solo Roboto Industries. And we're going to be talking a lot about prop making and Twitch streaming and Patreon and all that sort of stuff. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you later. Bye-bye.